Hi, I'm Hannah Brown, and welcome to Better Tomorrow. My absolute favorite thing to do is have a heart-to-heart talk with my new friends and my best friends, where we sit down and talk about all the things like relationships and love, faith, and self-care. And of course, the little things as well, like the struggle to figure out what to eat tonight. All in all, I really want to ask, how am I better today than yesterday? And bring artists, entrepreneurs, and friends along on the journey. So join me on the journey, will you? Genuinely feel like I have so much to catch up on in your life. So I'm so excited that you're here. Hey y'all, welcome to Better Tomorrow. We have the global fitness personality, Katie Austin, with us, but also someone that I would call friend. I'm so excited that we got you on the pod. We can talk about all the things going on in your life. We lived pretty close to each other when I was in LA. How's LA? How's the
Uh,
house? How are you loving it?
I was gonna say, first off, hi, thank you for having me on, and second off, I miss our walks.
I
We
know, me
lived
too.
we lived, like, what? Well, first, we lived, like, next door to each
Yes.
other, and we would go
I'll
on
never
walks.
forget you were we were walking by and I think you called out my name and I was like, "Katie," because I think I had just messaged you or something a few days late before one of us had, and then it was like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" She's like, "I live here." I'm like, "Oh my
I was like,
god,
"Wait, I
me
live
too."
here," and we literally lived in the buildings next door to each other, so that was really sweet, and that's how we met, and so I
Yep.
miss the walks, but LA is great. Not a huge lot to update on, just wedding planning and trying to grow the business, and yeah, just having honestly, 2024 feels a little bit slower, and it feels so good.
I feel like you juggle so much. Have you made any resolutions for how you're gonna go into this year with is the wedding coming
This
up?
year, it's in May, so it's in 3 months. I know, I'm like,
Wait, when did you get engaged?
March of last year.
Okay, so it was before me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, also, we could talk a lot about wedding planning because are you wedding planning?
I've been so bad. I mean, I have a wedding planner, but she's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, let's start." And I'm like, "I'm not quite ready yet."
Oh my gosh, it's so much,
It's
Hannah.
just so
It's, like,
much.
beyond, and it's really not for me because I just love my job, I love what I do, I love to have fun and, like, flying places, and it's just very, very hard to also keep up with wedding planning, and so we're kind of in crunch mode now, and a lot of our vendors are like, "No, we can't do that. It takes a long time." Like this morning, for example, we want custom invitations. Our wedding is 3 months away, and they're like, "Okay, so custom invitations take at least 4 weeks." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh
we
my
need to
god.
tell our guests they're invited." But it's really fun. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to tell myself I'm marrying the love of my life and all of our loved ones, and whoever, knows about the wedding, they're, coming and we're really excited to celebrate with them. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so are you doing this all yourself? Do you not have a wedding planner?
We have a wedding planner, but of course, me, I'm just trying, it's just everything's so expensive. I'm trying to get things for free. And
Oh,
so I'm doing a lot myself.
wait, have you gotten things for free? How has that
Not
been?
yet, no, just the invitations, that's
Okay.
what I'm trying to do, but, anything else basically that I want, say, like a photo booth or, the custom invitations, that's, on me to do, to me and my fiancé to pay for, so we're just trying to, maneuver a little bit.
So where
Some of
have y'all landed in the wedding? Like, how big do you want it? Is it gonna be
that's
smaller?
our
Is it
issue.
destination?
It is in Palm Springs, and it's gonna be 285 people,
Okay.
and okay, but I have to say, I would want a wedding that's like 100 people, but my family is 75 people alone. And
Wow. Yeah.
so, because my mom and dad are both one of 5, we have so many cousins, second cousins, and then my parents are inviting, 25 of their friend couples, and, it's just becoming, my mom and dad's wedding, and so, you just have to go what they say sometimes.
Yeah. Have you been able to make any boundaries with that? I'm worried about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
conversation,
I
honestly.
actually have, and my mom, she obviously wants some things her way, and that's fine, but, they're definitely understanding of our boundaries, absolutely what we want out of it, and if we say no to someone being invited, they'll listen.
Yeah. How has Lane been with everything? Has
Uh,
he been a part of it or not really?
Way more of a part of it than I am. He is
Wait,
on top
what?
of it. I know. He's such a good planner. He has been like the best person to go through with all this. I mean, it is stressful at times for sure. But at the same time, he is like on top of it. He's like, writes me a to-do list and he's like, here's what we need to follow up on. And he CC'd on all the emails and he'll follow up. I mean, he is on top of it.
That is so nice to have in a partner. I feel like Adam's that way too. We both have been like not the best about starting this planning because I think we both know it's gonna like take over our lives for a little bit.
Yes.
And we've been in such a transition, like, he's changed jobs, we moved here. I've had a lot of family stuff go on, and so it's just been, like, a weird time. So we've just taken the time to, like, really focus on, like, preparing for a marriage. Like, we've been doing, like, really intentional, like, couples therapy, and I talk about it a lot because people think, "Oh gosh, that means you must be doing bad." It's like, no, we just, like I think I have a lot of, fears just around relationships, and he's been so great with me, but really, like, getting down to the root of that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we've put our focus, but we're getting more excited and, like, going to start planning soon, but just trying to take it day by day. But I'm just impressed
Day
that y'all
by day,
are, like
for sure. And I do agree, by the way. I do think like Lane and I should, by the way, for the listeners, that's my fiance's name. Lane and I should go to some sort of therapy, even if it's just one session. I feel like it would be a great opportunity. Again, like you said, it's not because you have troubles in the relationship, but it's like what we both expect out of our entire lives being
yeah.
married.
I think, like, that marital counseling is a really good thing to have, especially because I think the wedding, like, getting leading up can, like, just like we're saying, like, it's a lot to just, like, put that aside for a little bit and be like, "Okay, what are we actually about to do?" We're which we also are the same, like, we've been living with our partner for a little while, but it still is, like, it's a huge commitment.
Huge commitment. And I think that's so like you just said, it's such a great reminder to be like why we're getting married and all the other stuff, the fluff around it and the florals, the decor, what napkin color. Like that's secondary obviously to your love and I think that's a great reminder.
I bet your party sorry, this my brain just went I'm like, you're I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Katie's gonna have, like, the best party ever." Are you, like
But meanwhile, that's secondary, but I want to throw a really,
But, like,
really
I
good
wanna talk about your
wedding.
party. I bet it's gonna be awesome. Are you doing DJ? What are you doing?
Oh,
Well, like, that's my brain right now. Like, I'll be like, "Yes," and then go to something completely opposite. But what's the vibe? Are we going, like,
I
classy, or are you, like, getting down?
okay, so both. I really, we're getting married at my parents' house, which is
Okay,
already
yes.
so
Wait,
great.
isn't this the house that has been used for the bachelor stuff?
It is!
Okay.
Yes, I think I was, like, laughing about this with you, like, I think it was, like, 2 years ago, it was being built. My parents' house was being built, and they used the backyard for the finale of The Bachelorette, like, the engagement and the wedding
Wasn't
there,
it,
so
like, Tayshia's season or
yes,
something?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 and it was, like, going viral on Twitter because it looked like a graveyard and how ugly it was, and we're like, "Wait, it's being built, though, like, it's literally under construction, like, please don't think that's what it looks like." But, it's ready now, thank goodness, and so that's where I'm getting married, and we're being extremely extra, as I was just talking about. It's just about love. We're doing Thursday night rehearsal dinner, Friday night welcome party, Saturday night wedding, and Sunday brunch. Oh my gosh, I sound so
Oh,
extra. But here's the thing we are telling our guests whatever is feasible for you. Like, if even if you're a bridesmaid, and you can't make the rehearsal dinner, you can't make Sunday brunch, I am not putting that on you. Even some of my bridesmaids cannot come to my bachelorette, and that is totally okay with me. I put that out there when I ask my bridesmaids because I want them to know I've been a bridesmaid like
were you, like, 17 times or s I why do I
it
remember
was
that?
a
But I
lot,
remember it
and
was
the
a lot.
pressure is insane, right? And if you can't make something,
Yeah.
I just feel like the bride expressing, would love you to be there, but at the same time, if it's not affordable for you or your work is too heavy, I totally understand, and I think taking that pressure off as the bride is really important to do for your bridesmaids.
What are you doing for your bachelor, or have you had it yet?
No, I'm going to Cabo
It's so
in a month.
fun.
I'm so excited. And that's another thing. Again, I want to say I'm so, 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 so grateful that I have this opportunity. But basically, I'm having my bridesmaids kind of pay for their flights and stuff. And I'm trying to take care of the stuff that I want to do because I think if you want to do something that's like go on a boat day or something. You have to make sure it's okay with everybody and feasible. So I'm really contributing a lot to it again because I've gone to a lot of bachelorettes that I owe $3,000 for. And I'm just like,
That's not
in what
okay.
world do we live in where we're celebrating you and going to your wedding and going to your bridal shower? Again, as a bride, I'm saying this. So I just wanted to make sure it's doable for everybody and they're not stressing when they're there because it's something I want, right?
Yeah. No, I think because I've thought about that a lot too. Because I wanna have, like, a time with my friends, but then I also, like, know how expensive it is, and some of my friends are in different situations that I'm in, and, like, how do you find that balance? And I do think, like, it's really cool that you're, like, taking that up on yourself some, because of course, like, you wanna celebrate your friend that's getting married, but, like, I'm sorry, like,
Also,
$3,000 is
bridesmaid
insane.
stress, like, there's so many costs that come with being in a wedding, so I just think, at when I got engaged, I just think the first thing that I wanted to do is, like, be an easy bride and just, make sure everyone's okay with their, in quotes, "duties."
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've, like, gone back and forth, like, I feel so bad, like, I'm like, "Am I even gonna do like, I wanna do bridesmaids, but, like, do I wanna make it, like, where it's like, you are my bridesmaids, because 'cause I'm scared about the duties. I don't want anybody to feel pressure because a lot of my friends you're from Virginia, right?
Yeah, and so it's a long way.
It's yeah, and it's like, I don't know if that's still is that considered Southern? Like, a lot of my friends got married really a long time ago, like, right after school, and they all, like, have kids now, and it's a way bigger commitment, to be a bridesmaid, I think, when it's like you're taking care of, like,
Kid
3 kids at home and, like, have I don't know, it's just like we're in different life
Jesus. I do
places.
get that, but I do think at the same time, if you gave your all for theirs, then they should also, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know
it
it's
was so
different,
long ago, though, we're like
controversial. You know what I mean?
I
But
know,
I
I don't know,
don't
you're right.
know.
But we're, like, totally not there yet, but I'm so excited for you. I remember us going on our walks, like, talking about, like, when we thought it would happen.
I
Did
know.
were you shocked when you got engaged? Like, did you kn or did were you, like, pretty sure it was happening?
Yeah, first off, I do remember we were both talking about, like, "Do you think they're the one?" Then we
Yeah,
had that whole
I
conversation.
know. Here we are.
And they are. So I was super shocked when he surprised me during the engagement weekend. When he surprised me with my family and my friends, he flew them in from across the country, his family, his sister, and everything. I did know the day before that he was proposing, though, a little bit.
Did he
Um,
tell you? Because I mean, that's I found out too, it's a whole
you
thing,
did?
he surprised me. Yeah, but he surprised me anyway, I had a freaking meltdown, it was fine. It was it was a little
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. No, I had to freak out because I didn't wanna find out, and then I did, and it was but then he
Ah,
surprised me after. It was a whole thing, but
sweet.
I've now found out there's a lot of people who do know when they're gonna get engaged.
Well, I didn't know for sure, and I didn't tell any of my friends, like, or I didn't ask my friends, like,
I didn't
"Hey,
do that, yeah.
what are they gonna
Yeah.
say?" But, like, I just felt this inkling that he was acting off. Like, never in a million years he would go shopping by himself, and that Thursday night before, he said he had to go shopping to get a new outfit. I was
Oh
like,
my
"That's
gosh, that's what Adam did too.
no way!
Yes.
Oh my
He went
god. Why would
shopping. But he was like, "I just want a new shirt," and I was like,
okay,
"Okay, that's
random."
weird."
Yeah, and then I was packing and he's like not the type of guy. I know Adam's very fashionable, but like Lane is not the type to be like, you shouldn't wear that like ever. And he literally was like, "No, maybe you should pack a different dress. Like I'm wearing a white shirt, so maybe like a black or white dress." And I was like,
No.
"What?" And then that's when I knew. I was like, "All right." And then I was wearing a blue dress while like right before, like an hour before we were getting engaged. He goes, "I just like the black one better." And I was like, "You've never commented on my outfit in a million years, so something's about to happen." And then all my friends were just like kind of being weird. They were like fake planning a lunch for Saturday, but I know my friends like they didn't send me the reservation. We do it through an app. It was just off, and I was like, something's weird here. So I was right. I feel like intuition. Like I didn't ask anybody. I just knew, and there wasn't like a like he's of course he's allowed to go shopping and tell me what outfit like he
Yeah.
likes better, but I just knew.
That's obviously, like, this is, like, a huge time in your life, like, you got so much going on personally, but, like, in your business, I feel like you are thriving right now. Like,
Thank
it's
you.
insane. What would you say is, like, the thing that you're focusing on most right now? Because you have, like, you're a faceted entrepreneur, but, like, what has been the main focus right now?
Yeah, I do feel like when it rains, it pours. I feel like so like
Yeah.
everything's like, okay, can it happen? Everything's just happening at once. My main focus right now is to really grow my app and my program. It's been around since 2015 when I started it, and then 2018 has been around for my app. And actually, I'm really excited because today is what I just hired a new team member, and so I'm growing my team internally, and she starts today. And it's been a
Nice.
really hard, I wouldn't say hard hurdle to jump over, but just like expanding my business and taking that risk. So now I have two full-time employees instead of just one, and that's hard to handle along with like different freelance and having myself like this year is a really big growth year for my business because I don't feel like a CEO or like a huge leader, you know what I mean? And like micromanaging people and like, making sure everyone on my team is doing their duties. I just feel like that's a huge step that I'm taking, and I'm really, really excited. So that's what I would say I would be focusing on most. Of course, I'm always focusing on Sports Illustrated swimsuit. I'm really excited for this year. And then also the new issue of Women's Health magazine just dropped, the January.
Oh my gosh.
And so we're
I'm
doing a celebration event this week.
I'm so proud of you. Like, when I saw that you and your mom are on this month's Women's Health cover, well, I mean, so
Same.
you're for people who don't know, like, Katie is, like, fully immersed in the fitness industry. Her app is a fitness app, which I would love for you to tell more about. But her mom also, Denise Austin, like, fitness icon. Y'all are on the cover together of Women's Health. What was that experience like? Because that's, like, a huge accomplishment.
No, literally, I could cry thinking about it right now. Like when you just were saying that, I'm like, it's just so special. I think, I grew up in the fitness industry. So I know I'm very self aware that, my mom carved a path for me to be in this career. But at the same time, like I was an athlete in college. I played lacrosse, Division I athlete at USC. And I just feel like I've also just worked really hard the last 10 years to grow the brand. And so to do this full circle with my mom was just so special. And it's something that it means so much to us because I'll show my children, my grandchildren. It's so cool to do things by myself, like Sports Illustrated and everything that I have in my avenue by myself. But to do it with my mom and be on a cover with my mom, like something like Women's Health magazine, is just so special. And doing it together was really, really great because we filmed an entire workout program for Women's Health actually. So we did a lot of workout videos together, and it's so funny our differences of how we train. Like my mom is like literally like leg lifts and like retro. We did a whole retro workout, cardio workouts, and I'm just like more like strength, a little bit of Pilates based, more hit based. And so it was really cool to bring our two methods together and really just do a program that is fit for everybody, and you could do it with your mom, your sister, and so it's just really cool and full circle to do it together.
So you have the magazine cover and, like, there's a whole spread, but there's also people could go on, like, womenshealth.com to find the actual,
To
like,
do it, yes.
workout
There's been
video.
6 total workout videos. So if you like those workout videos too, then you can go on my mom and I's program too. So it's kind of like a nice jump start to like our programs. But it was honestly, again, like I said, so special to do it together because I feel very sometimes, with my program, it's very individual and it's very
Mhm.
me. I'm your trainer, but to do it with my mom was really, really cool. Because my first workout video with her, like I was in it choreographed when I was 7. And I haven't done another workout video with her really in
Wait,
a
you're
while.
kidding?
Yeah.
That
So, like, with the crew and everything, like, we
that
haven't
is
done
really cool.
that since basically I was, like, 7. I mean, we have some YouTube videos together, but nothing that professional.
That's really cool. Would you say she's what inspired you to get into the fitness industry, and how did she help you when you're like, "I wanna do this?" And how old were you when you started this?
I mean, I technically have been doing it my whole life, like,
Yeah.
being in the industry. Like I said, my first workout video was in Times Square. It's called Fit Kids. I was, like, 7 years old, and so I've really been doing it my whole life, so it kind of became, like, a subconscious thing in my back of my mind, like, seeing my mom said when I was little, like, even 1 years old, I would, watch her on TV and, like, gravitate towards her and, like, want to be on the camera as well, and when I was 3, like trying to do the workout moves behind her and stuff. So it's always been subconsciously in me. But if there's any, Division One athletes out there, I played tennis and lacrosse my entire life since I was 7, and so I didn't really think about a fitness career, and
Mhm.
you don't really think about a career when you're so involved in sports, especially in college. I mean, lacrosse took up 6 hours of my day every day. So it was a really hard thing to think about. And then I finally actually moved on from lacrosse and in college because I knew what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm from Virginia. So I'm in LA. This is my dream.
And you
And
went to,
USC.
USC, yeah.
Yeah, and this is my dream, and I couldn't really do what I wanted to do. It was, like, almost like itching to, like, break out and be like, "I know what I wanna do. I wanna do sports broadcasting." So the 2 years of college, I spent, being a sports host, the local station, and then I worked for Fox Sports West right out of college. It was a prep zone show. It was not glamorous at all. It was really I missed a lot of Fridays and Saturdays with my best friends. I did that for a little while. And so I was really pursuing sports hosting. I worked for, the NFL sometimes, NBA Summer League for 4 years. And I did my fitness business really on the side because, I just, again, my passion was sports hosting. That's what I really wanted to do. I went to school for it, for broadcast. I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. But I had my Instagram and my program on the side, and I really kind of only gave it like a 75%. When you like
Mm,
can't give something your all because you're involved in other things.
yeah.
And it really wasn't until 2020 hit that all my sports hosting jobs were canceled. And I was like, all right, this is redirection of putting 100% into my fitness program and going, that route. And so it's just been, moving and grooving ever since. And a lot of people ask me the question of like, do you think it's because my mom? And it's a hard thing to answer because I love sports broadcast, which I was, in front of a camera and, reading a teleprompter. And then I also was an athlete. So I loved fitness. And so for me, I combined my two things of broadcast and be athletics, and I'm a fitness personality. But also there's a subconscious in me where I watched my mom her whole life, and it also happened to be what she did.
Mhm.
So it kind of goes hand in hand, I will say, and it's hard to know if I would still be doing what I'm doing today with or without her. But just so grateful that she's been a mentor and a coach and just a best friend throughout it all.
That's really special that you have somebody that you've, like, seen be able to take, like, a passion, obviously something you've done your whole life, and, like, fitness is so important, but make a business out of it. There's a lot of people who, like, can be instructors and, like, have a passion for fitness, but really be able to elevate it the way that you have. What has been, like, the best advice that either your mom or your dad has given
Yeah.
you as far as being able to, like, really make this thing take off the way I feel like it has?
I think my mom and dad, well, first off, my dad, he also grew his own business and he believes just like integrity, like, always doing the right thing, no matter if it's hard. Doing the right thing will always get you further. And my mom, hers is really more about longevity of a career. And so never taking like the quick deals here and there and kind of, how to be so successful in your career for a long time. I mean, she's been in the fitness industry for 41 years. So for her, it's practicing what you preach, and she really, really does. And I think that's also why I love what I do so much because I do practice what I preach. Uh,
Mhm.
I also will go online and say when I'm eating something in quotes unhealthy, I had a breakfast burrito,
Mhm.
I'm posting about it. And so it's like I really do practice what I preach, and I want to make sure that girls realize, um, you know, eating healthy and working out doesn't have to be too complicated. It can be simple. And so I think that's what my mom has really instilled in me, whether she really has said it outright, but she really, really practices what she preaches. And she believes too in helping women. I mean, I remember at a very young age, women coming up to my mom being like, you saved my life. You had me lose 60 pounds, which made me leave my, abusive husband. Like some
Mhm.
things that are so deep that are like, oh my gosh, like you really are helping people, mom. Like I want to do that too. And I think that's a really gratifying part about the fitness industry. There's also so many negative aspects about the fitness industry, diet fads, all that stuff. But deeply, if you want to help other people, I think you could be successful.
No, I would say, like, just I really admire how I feel like you have a good balance on your life. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs, but as far as, like, the way that you promote health and fitness, um, I think you have a really good, uh, just way of being able to share, like, you can still have fun, you can still have your favorite foods, but I think consistency is something that I really admire about you. Like, you'll go and, like, have fun, go on vacations, but you're still, like, showing the importance of being able to show up for yourself,
Yeah.
with your workouts. I kinda want you to talk a little bit more about just your workout and your kind of method for coming up with programs and what inspires you and how your workouts are different and what people would enjoy about
Yeah.
those.
Well, I think that goes back to enjoying what you do. And
Mhm.
like I said, I grew up an athlete. And so I grew up with like really hardcore workouts and, we're maxing out lifting and sprint tests and 4 hours every single day, basically, of training. And so really I had to unlearn a lot of those bad habits. So honestly, creating those habits when they're enjoyable is really, really key. And that's how I stay consistent, is because I actually love it and it makes me feel better, makes me feel energized. So my entire brand, my motto around my programs, my workouts is I want you guys to feel more confident, to feel more energized and feel proud of yourself and not feel too intimidated by it. And so you're not going to do it. So what I really believe in is like 20 to 25-minute workouts. Something, that I love to do is about 2 days of Pilates based workouts like mat Pilates or yoga or a slow sculpt, 2 days of strength and hit, and then one day of a cardio workout. What I love to do is walk. You know that too.
Yes.
I love so I really, really believe in walking. I'm actually coming out with a walking treadmill with walking programs surrounded by it. So you can work out with me
Yes.
and do it either as a podcast version or follow along with me for walking workouts. So what I really believe in is, making sure you're efficient with your time, and especially with at-home workouts. If you have kids or, you work from home, how can we be motivated to work out at home? That's why it's so easy to just press play, follow along in these workouts. You could just do in 5 feet of space. So again, I think practicality around a fitness routine is how you're going to stay consistent. And that's really what I'm all about.
So that's what you do. These workouts that you program are do you program them with, like, yourself in mind a lot of, like, what you enjoy? Is what
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. And at the same time, though, yes and no. I know like I love dance cardio, but like I'm adding a whole dance cardio program because my audience is like, we want dance cardio. So I also
I
listen.
love dance cardio. I'm so excited about that.
Wish you still lived here because
Yeah,
it'd
I
be
know.
I've been hosting these like classes with friends that come over and we do dance cardio for like 20 minutes. And it's so much fun.
So fun.
A dance party. So yes, I have a huge variety of different workouts. And so like anything you could choose from between yoga, Pilates, HIIT, strength, dance cardio, all the way from beginner to advanced as well.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. I have you we kinda talked about it. You've been in the fitness industry, like, basically your whole life, but, like, what shifts do you feel like you've had in how you view and approach health and wellness that maybe is different from the past? Like, have there been any big shifts?
Not huge shifts, I will say. What I really have shifted is that lower impact and lighter 20, 30-minute workouts can make a huge difference on your body. And I think that's a huge shift. But to be fully honest with you, I've always had a pretty amazing mindset around food and working out in a way that I feel very grateful to, have had a great relationship with my body and food, and seeing food as fuel, I think, is the most important. And what the nutrients can how it can fuel me and my body, and in that way. And then also really enjoying working out. I definitely did not enjoy working out till I was 22 years old. And after college, I would run a lot, I would lift a lot. And I think throughout my 20s, it just gotten like, instead of an hour workout, 45 minutes, and it became less and less. And at the same time, it was like I just became so much like just so much mentally clear, like mental clarity, I think, at the end of the day. um, when you do workouts every single day, they're strenuous on your body. It also can affect your mind. And so I think shifting it between, I'm not training every day for my physical health as much, but for my mental health, I think that shift is the most key.
I definitely agree. I wonder, like you said, like you have had always pretty good relationship with food and your body, but has there ever been a time that you've
Oh,
struggled with your
yeah.
weight or
I mean,
body image?
overall, come on now.
Okay.
I'm still a girl. I'm not like I love myself every single day.
Yeah.
No,
But what
but
do
like
you do,
overall,
like, when you've had those times? Like, how do you get out of it? And
so hard. I think, doing things that kind of get your mind off of, this sounds weird, but like what you look like, right?
mhm.
Get offline, get off social media, stop looking at like, I mean, a lot of people say like look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're amazing, but sometimes it's just one of those days you don't even want to look yourself in the
Yeah.
mirror. You're just like, I'm just gonna go outside, go for a walk. I think going for a walk is the best thing that you could do, and also realize it's temporary. You're gonna wake up the next day. I feel like this happens to me. I feel like shit once a month because my period, like the two
Yeah.
days before, I literally feel disgusting in my own skin. It happens to me once a month, and I'm like, okay, it's temporary. My hormones are just, I'm about to get my period. It's okay. You're going to feel great in like 4 days. Just be kind to yourself. On a lot of those days, I don't work out because I'm just like,
Mhm.
it's not for me today. I'll get back on track. So, yes, of course, I have those days. Of course, I have those moments, especially being an influencer can be really hard because you're constantly comparing yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, just logging offline and realizing that, like, social media is not real, number one, and you are amazing and beautiful as you are. And just
Yeah.
also realizing your strengths, like saying some things about yourself that you love or some things that you've done amazing lately that have nothing to do with your body and looks.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally agree. Social media, man, so freaking hard.
Gosh, it's
And
it's
then,
been
I mean,
tough for
how
me
is
lately.
being with Sports Illustrated well, first of all, how did you, like, even, like, get in with Sports Illustrated, being a model there, you're Rookie of the Year, but, like, how has that helped or hurt the way that you view your body?
It's actually a great question. I remember we also talked about this on one of our
Yes.
walks. It was a hard process to get in. I've tried out for 4 years since 2017. I uploaded a video online in 2020. I actually got a call back. There was 22,000 girls trying out, and it was narrowed down to 14 girls. And then, I mean, it was a whole year process, I want to say. But I ended up winning with my best friend, which was the coolest part about this whole thing.
And
And
were y'all best friends before that, or did y'all meet through this?
we knew of each other, but then we
Okay.
became best friends through it. And then,
Okay.
we were rookies together, rookie of the year together. It was just like this. It's just been I really could not do this entire journey without her. So that's been really special part of it. I will say, I think before, and when I was in the audition process, that's when I was most like, I need to get fit, lose weight maybe. And I gave up alcohol for 35 days because I was like nervous for it. And so it was before I was even in the magazine or even won the competition that really like messed up with my mind of,
Mhm.
like I should be
Like, the
better.
expectation of what you thought you had to
Exactly.
be.
And then once
Yeah.
I got it and was in the magazine, it's like, "Oh, no, no, no. They just love you how you are. Like, you don't
Mhm.
have to change one thing about your body." And that was all me thinking that, but once I was actually in it, it was so accepting and so welcoming. All the other girls are like the least competitive. And so that was, at first before I was in it, I definitely struggled, but that was with my own mind because SI is the most welcoming organization, and they truly do believe in inclusivity and diversity, and everybody is beautiful. And so that's why I really wanted to align with them.
How has it been being able to be a part of that and y be able to like, do you feel like that's helped you with the messaging that you've been able to bring into your own fitness and that journey? Like, how have they helped foster that?
Yes, I think also my mom hates when I say this because also I understand in quotes, I'm not a normal girl of I'm very self-aware where I came from and everything, the whole 9 yards,
Mhm.
but, like, I just feel like I do sometimes represent that normal girl who had a dream of being an SI swimsuit and not a supermodel and just have a message to share of loving yourself and being confident can get you far, right? And I think confidence is everything. And so you can achieve your dreams with confidence. And I think that's really why I love SI and how they have helped me as well to kind of share that message. I remember my first shoot, my first real shoot with SI. Like you have an interview on set, and they're like, "When did you know? When was your?" Well, it was either like, "When did you make it as a model?" or "When did you know? When was your biggest shoot?" I was like, "Right now! I've never shot before. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not a model." So I think that was like a really a cool part to share, and I think a lot of the audience of SI Swimsuit also sees me in that way as well, like very relatable. Like I can, I do workouts on their platform as well. I share recipes there as well. They're all very again going back to practicality and being realistic. So yeah, it's been really really special, and sometimes I still can't believe it's going to be year 4 for me this year, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Oh, time flies. It literally flies. So I just feel more confident than ever. And yeah, I wish I could say more about this year, but I'll hold it.
Dude, what is it like? Like, I mean, I'm a weirdo, like, in any type of photo shoot, but, like, in a bikini, like, how do you have like, where does that confidence come from to, like, because 'cause you're not like, a model, like, that's
I
not, like,
know.
what your job is. A lot of the girls that are like, Sports Illustrated models, like, that's what they do for a living. Like, how do
I
you
know.
hype yourself up? What do you do?
Okay, number one, the first year I didn't sleep for like maybe a week. I was so nervous. I'm literally not kidding. I remember I was in a green bikini, and I'm not kidding you. Like if you see the video, I'm like this, like, and that first shot, and like it's just 7 a.m. and you're just like, am I doing okay? Oh my god, and I'm shaking, so nervous.
And they're all so sexy, like, how do you be sexy? Like, I
I had to learn how to like do a sexy face, and honestly, the whole team makes you feel so comfortable that you almost like don't even think about the fact that you're in a bikini where you're like insecure about it. You're almost like, hell yeah, I'm in a freaking bikini. Let's rock. Let's go. I'm hot. I'm sexy. They make you feel like the most beautiful girl in the world, and you have an entire day to yourself with like 30 team members around making sure you do look your I mean amazing. And it's the best team, it's the best hair and makeup, it's the best photographer. I think that's also something for the audience to realize as well. If you look at my SI photos, I don't look like I do right now. It's like it is at the end of the day, modeling, we have the best of the best, and I think that's something really important for the audience to realize as well.
well, just kinda like you said, like, most of us are probably not don't have a team to help us with our confidence and to feel, like, super hot and sexy, but, like, what would you say to people? Like, what advice would you give for somebody to be able to, like, step into their confidence in, like, the way that they look and how they show up?
First off, it's not an overnight thing. Work on it every single day. I have to work on it every single day. But going back to, how I have a team who shoots me on SI swimsuit days. Have a team behind your back who cheers you on, and having girlfriends who wholeheartedly believe in you and fully want the best in you is so important. I just feel like especially in our 20s, like it's so hard to find those friends that fully stand behind you and make you feel so confident. So having that support system is really, really key. But also realizing that no one believes in you more than you. And
Mhm.
so remember that every day. What I love to have is like a mantra in the back of my head. Every single time I'm feeling that like a small second of moment, I'm like clicked out of it. And it's like, no, you are you. No one believes in you more than you. You got this. And just pump yourself up
Yeah.
every
I
day.
mean, I would say also, like, it's so hard to find the girls or the people in your life to be, like, your own like, a champion for you, but also there could be people, like, you might need to, like, assess the people around you who are not making you feel that way and get away from them, and you can do that in a kind, loving way, but, like, that's not gonna help you. But one thing I've had to do, like you saying, like, no one can be like, you have to be your biggest cheerleader, and if you're realizing if you're not, like, I
Yeah.
haven't been, and that's, like, hard, but how can I change that? I'm, like, literally reading a book called The 6 Pillars of SelfEsteem right now because I'm, like, it's, like, your own mind thing, like, things can happen that can change that, but being able to, like, be like, "Hey, I'm not that kind to myself. How
Yeah.
can I change that? Where is this coming from?" Because this book is basically saying, like basically saying that, like, self-esteem is, like, one of the biggest things for having a happy, healthy, successful life. Because if you don't like you said, if you do not believe in yourself, nobody else will, and you won't be able to go after the things that are in your dreams because you won't even, like, believe that you are allowed or capable of those things. So,
No, fully agree. Yeah,
yeah.
and I think all those things just go with your mind and your thoughts. My
Mhm,
mantra has been my mantra for the last 3 years is "You are greater than your thoughts," because it
mhm,
all goes back to that. So I think that's really, important to remember, like, "Hey, these are just thoughts, and you can change them."
mhm. And, like, yeah, you are not your thoughts. I wanna go back we haven't really talked about your recipe videos. We've talked about, like, you obviously have some great workouts, but you do a really great job of, like, a balance of, fitness and, like, the whole like, a wholeness sense of it. I don't know if I'm making any sense,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, it's a whole lifestyle. Um, how do you first of all, I'm, like, not a very great cook, so I'm like, do you cook every night of the week? Is this, like, something you enjoy?
I love it so much. Again,
Love
it goes
it.
back to loving it. But I think a lot of the times when people are like, "I don't know how to cook," it's like, okay, start simple with 5 ingredients. How I like to grocery shop and think about my meals is like, okay, what 2 veggies can I add in here? What protein am I gonna get? Am I gonna have rice or pasta as the base, or what really is, the carb that fuels me? And then what's the sauce? So that's how I like to think of. So if anyone's not a good cook out there, just think of it that way, and then it actually becomes really easy. And my recipes are really to express simplicity and be easy for either meal prepping or crock pot recipes where you can just throw it all in a crock pot and have a dinner ready to go by 6 p.m. So, to be fully honest with you, I really, really love cooking. It's kind of like my version of meditation. Like, my favorite thing to do is have a full hour at night, like start cooking at 6 and have dinner at 7 and just like take my time slicing every single little thing. But again, I'm really lucky, right? Because it's part of my job at the end of the day. Like any
Yeah.
listeners out there, it's like, okay, you have a real 9 to 5 job, right? So I also want to reiterate my job is to half cook as well. So that's another thing. But I have so many recipes that only take like 20 minutes that you can meal prep and that, can save you for 3, 4 days as well.
What are your go-to recipes?
Ooh, okay. So I'm really into one pan recipes right now.
Okay.
So what I love to do is grill some chicken on the stovetop, sear chicken, take it off the stovetop and cut it up on a cooking board while the pan is still hot with really good juices from a chicken. I love to throw in some vegetables like zucchini, spinach, onion, and then on top of that, I saute them for a little bit. I throw in a little bit of pasta or a little bit of rice in the pan, like raw pasta, raw rice. Then you put the
Do you have to
correct
put
amount.
the water in it? When do you put the water in it?
So then you have the water or chicken broth for extra protein. You put a
Oh,
little
okay.
water, chicken broth. And so the rice or pasta and the veggies all cook up together. The flavors are incredible. Put some garlic in there. And then when the pasta or rice is done, you add back in that chicken, stir it on up,
Mm.
add a little bit of cream and Parmesan. Mwah, chef's kiss. I'm getting hungry right now.
I'm gonna have to look up some of your recipes. Like, where is the best place to find all your content? Because first of all, you're so diversified in your like where you show up. What's the difference? Like your Snapchat's like like fully on Snapchat, fully on TikTok. Like, how do you freaking
It's
do
it's
that?
a lot, but again, it's my full-time job. So I have my app, it's the Katie Austin app, and on there, it's all my classes and my
Okay.
recipes that you can find. Also, by the way, my recipes are free on my site, so anyone can access them.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, and something about me that I've always kind of stayed away from. I know a lot of people love a meal guide and like what to eat every single day, but I just see my meals as inspiration. I never want to tell you what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Also,
Mhm.
I know everyone has a budget. So just looking at my site for inspiration and some meals to do here and there is what kind of why I created it. And then yeah, on Snapchat, I was Get Fit with Katie. I do it every day. I do TikTok. I do YouTube weekly. I do Instagram, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I
Like,
will say
but I know you say it's your full-time job, but, like, that's like a is that what how do your 2 you have people like, you have a team now.
it's all
So are
so
they
all my social is all me. So anything on social is me.
so what does your team do? How do you edit do you edit it all yourself and everything?
I love editing. Okay, my favorite thing is watching something that I created and like directed and doing come to life. Like that is my favorite thing. Editing is something that I love, and like seeing a finished product is like my pride and joy. So I love it.
But
My
would you go
team
to school to
basically
like, did you, like, learn how like, I don't know how to edit. I
yeah,
mean, I if I edit something, it took me hours upon hours, and it's not even that good. So
I did learn in school.
okay.
So I did a digital entrepreneurship class and we learned in school, yes. And it just takes a lot of practice over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will say it is hard sometimes to turn off my mind of social media. Like if I'm doing something like, oh my gosh, I need to be posting about this and telling my followers, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like I'm so happy that I grew up in a generation where, I'm a millennial and we didn't have social media growing up really, and I didn't have it until my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So um, that's been great because I can actually separate it and still like have a full life and not post about it.
Man, I can't like, I just want it to go away. I mean, even though it's part of my job, I'm like, I just want it to go away. It's
I
just
just
the
maybe like
balance
two of
of
the
it.
apps. Can two of the apps just go away so we can all focus on like one or two?
Yes. Yeah. Let's just I would prefer just one. Let's just do one app and we say, "This is where we go." And then
Yeah,
maybe like a Pinterest or something that's just, like, nice to just
look
look
at.
at that doesn't feel, like, so connected.
Totally
But the
agree.
Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram thing, I'm really impressed that you are just killing it on all of those. I
Okay, but it comes in waves. I will say something that I do. I focus on Instagram hard one week, Snapchat hard the next, TikTok the next. So it's extremely up and down.
I
Really.
don't know. It's you're crushing it. I'm so freaking proud of you. Y'all make sure to go follow Katie on all the
All
apps.
of them. Hey, not just one, all of them.
Yeah, tell everyone where they can find you, like, where would you guide them? Like we said, obviously your app, but what's
Yeah,
the
I would say first
difference?
and foremost, probably my Instagram is
Yeah.
is where you can find a mix of workouts and recipes the most. My TikTok's a little I do weird stuff on there. My Snapchat's more of like a day in my life, so you see everything. So if you wanna really just get recipes and workouts, I would say Instagram, and then, of course, the Katie Austin app. And yeah, that's
And y'all, go and check out go buy the Women's Health magazine January issue. Katie is on the cover with her mom, Denise Austin, and be sure to just, like, be looking out for her for Sports Illustrated.
Hannah, thank you so much for having me.
Oh
This
my
was so
gosh.
much fun. I
Thank
could
you
really
so
talk to
much.
you for like 6 more hours. Like,
Same. Hopefully, I will be in LA in April.
okay, yeah.
Um, when wait, you're getting married in March?
In May. In
May.
May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so maybe I can we can get together. That'd be so awesome.
Yay. Yay. I
Ah,
love that. Thank you
thank you
so much
so
for
much.
having me. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for listening to the episode. Better Tomorrow is produced by me, Hannah Brown, and Legos Creative. Our producer is Andrew Stalmer. Our show is recorded, engineered, and edited by the Legos Creative team. Remember to follow Better Tomorrow wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss the next episode. And don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It really helps and shows your support. You can follow me on socials at Hannah Brown, and you can stay updated on all things Better Tomorrow on our Instagram at Better Tomorrow and our TikTok Better Tomorrow podcast.